This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is a Draper Security Model 8302-50 padlock. This lock was sent to me by Richard in the UK, who professed in his letter to me that he is an abysmal lockpicker, so was a bit puzzled when he was able to open this, quote, high security lock with mushroom pin tumblers consistently in under a minute. So he sent it along to me to see if I could figure out what was inside. So let's get to picking on this guy and see if we can feel what kind of pins are in here. I'm going to use top of the keyway tension on this lock with a 40 thousandths pry bar. And then I'm going to use a standard hook in 25 thousandths. Okay. Click out a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we open this up. Okay, so no mystery why Richard was able to open this lock. This lock is darned easy to open. Binding order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I did not feel any security pins, which really leaves us with two options. Either one, Draper is lying to us when they say there are mushroom pin tumblers in here, or this lock is an object lesson on intelligent placement of security pins. That being, if you put them in chambers with really low cuts, they're never going to come into play. The only way to tell what we have here is to open this lock up. Unfortunately, it can't be disassembled non-destructively. But at this point, I am curious enough that I am going to take this downstairs, put it on the mini mill, take a little cut out of this left side here, which should allow us to extract the pins, and then we'll see what's inside. So let's cut the video and I'll bring you downstairs. Okay, we're back upstairs, and as you can see, the cut that we just made neatly exposes the tops of all of the pin chambers. You can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pin chambers, and then over here in this number 6 position, we have a permanently installed plug. And what that plug does is retain the core, such that when you insert the key, you don't just pull that core right out the bottom of the lock. So let's start dumping these out and see if we can figure out why this lock picked so darn easy. Okay, let's get something to cover up a few of these chambers while we dump the other pins. I think this dimple pick will work. So in pin slot number 1, a spring, a standard pin, and a key pin. Okay, no mushroom pins so far. Moving over to slot 2, I seem to have lost the spring for that one. We have a standard pin and a key pin. On slot 3, spring, driver pin, and key pin. No mushroom pins so far. Moving up to number 4. Oh, just knock that spring out. Okay, 4, we have a blocking him with my dimple rake. We have a spool pin that appears to be inserted upside down. Let's get the... Come on, there we go. There's our key pin. Okay, that's really interesting. Certainly not a mushroom pin, but a spool inserted upside down. Certainly not what I was anticipating. And let's see on the number 5 slot if we have another spool. If so, we can confirm that these were inserted upside down. And yes, we do. Another one, and it is also upside down. Okay, Draper, what were you thinking? So, neither of the options I anticipated. Draper was not lying. Well, they were lying about having mushroom pins. Those are spools, not mushroom pins. But they do have 2 security pins, 2 spools. However, they inserted them in such a way that they would never come into play. Let me give you a zoom in and show you what happened. Okay, as you can see, we have all standard key pins and standard driver pins in slots 1, 2, and 3. Then moving over to those spools, you can see there is a thin lip on the top and a thicker lip on the bottom. That thicker lip acts like a standard pin. So unless you have a really super short key pin underneath it, it's never going to come into play. I think that explains why this lock was so easy to pick, despite the fact that it did have security pins in it. So a really interesting object lesson on inserting your pins correctly, I guess. Okay, that's all I have for you. Richard, thank you very much for sending me this lock. To everyone else, if you have any questions or comments about it, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.